Good morning to all. This is B.M. Senthil Kumaran from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering from Remote Center 1173, Tyagaraja College of Engineering, Madurai. And I am submitting this assignment to 2 weeks short-term training program on pedagogy for effective use of ICT tools in improving engineering education to IIT Bombay. And now in this session, now we will see the topic on linear block codes. And this linear block codes comes under the channel coding part in the digital communication system. Well, now we will start our session with this channel coding. And in channel coding, we have many types. We have cyclic codes, linear block codes, and convolutional codes, turbo codes, and low density package check codes. And now today we will see only on linear block codes. And now we will start. This very first block diagram shows the overall digital communication system model. In this overall digital communication system model, we have first a digital source, and then the digital source we are source coding that, and we are having a source coding block here. And after source coding block, we have a channel coder. And after channel coding, we are modulating the signal and transmitting through the channel. And the receiver side, we have a demodulation and channel decoding and source decoding part. And finally, we will be getting back our original signal. And this linear block codes comes under the channel coding. And once, if you are transmitting our signal through the channel, there will be an addition of noise and fading effects in the channel. So to overcome these noise and fading effects, we are doing an channel coding part for our information signal, information bits. This channel coding, this linear block codes comes under this part of a transmission model. And now we will go to the next slide. And the concept of linear block codes. So to overcome the channel effects, what we are doing at the transmitter part is we are adding redundancy to our signal. To our digital signals, ones and zeros, in the channel coding part, we are adding redundancy. And we will mention here it as extra bits are added to the data at the transmitter to permit error detection or correction at the receiver. This is why we are doing is this erroneous bits at the receiver due to noise and channel imperfections are prevented. So now the incoming signals will be of long sequences of ones and zeros. So this channel coder, what it does is it takes a block by block. And in our session now, we will have an assumption that this channel coder takes 4 bits in a block. So a block contains 4 bits. This channel coder, it takes one block at a time, and the input in particular block will have 4 bits, and it converts that 4 bits into 7 bits. So that is what it's adding the redundancy to our message signal. So that's data is grouped into blocks of length of k bits, and the data word here we have as a notation in polynomials is d is equal to d1, d2 up to dk. And this encoder, what it does is it converts this data words d into the combination of c. Obviously this c, the length is greater than this data word length. That is, in general, n is greater than k. And this in short we can call it as an n, k linear block code. And after doing the coding part, we have a sequence of codes, and randomly if you take any 2 codes and if you do XOR operation, and it will be in the combination of the other code word. So that is one of the speciality of this linear block code. That is, the result of XORing any code word with any other code word is a varied code word. It will become another code word. And we can't able to add redundancy as our wish. That is what, if we add redundancy more and more, the coding rate will be reduced. That is, we will be mentioning here it as redundancy introduced by the code is quantified by the code rate is k by n. And if we increase the redundancy, obviously this code rate will be lower. So as our wish, we can't able to increase redundancy. It should be in the threshold. In this slide we have an encoder and decoder block of linear block code. And on seeing this encoder, we can see that our data word is of 4 bits in length, and in the code word also this same 4 bit is here. But what we are doing in this encoder is we are generating a parity here by using the encoder, and these parity bits are appended here to the original message sequence. So now here in the code word we have our original message bit, and with respect to this hardware design we have generated a parity and we have appended the parity here, and this will be our code word, and we are transmitting the code word in the channel, and at the receiver side we are receiving this code word, and obviously we will be receiving this code word with error. And in the decoder part what we are going to do is we have to check by using a parity check matrix. We have to check here with all these incoming bits, and we have to create a syndrome here. So why we are creating a syndrome here is in the channel we will be receiving the error bits also, and by using this syndrome we have to check which bit is in error, and we have to correct the bit, and finally we will be getting our original data bit. So that is what the overall operation of a linear block. So here we are adding parity here, and we are receiving the code word here, and we are removing the parity and checking the syndrome and detecting and correcting the error, and finally we will be getting back our data word. And first we will see how we are going to generate a parity matrix or parity bit. We have an assumption that here our message sequence is 0101, and we are passing this through an encoder. So that we will be seeing in the previous slide this part, this generator part. So this generator part only generates the parity bits. So here we are giving this input bits, and how the parity has been generated is this encoder is designed according to this parity bits 1110. This 1110 represents flip-flop 1 output, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3 and flip-flop 4 output. So for the parity 1 here, parity 1, flip-flop 1 output we will be taking here, flip-flop 2 output we will be taking here, flip-flop 3 output we will be taking here. And we won't take this flip-flop 4 output because it's 0 here. So 111 we have to do a modulo addition operation. Modulo operation we have to do, and finally we will be getting the parity 1. Similarly for the second sequence here 0111, we have to take outputs from flip-flop 2, 3 and 4. So for parity 2 we have to take outputs from flip-flops 2, 3 and 4, and we will be getting parity 2, and then similarly we will be getting parity 3 here with respect to this 1101, flip-flop 1 output, 2 output and 4 output. Flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2 and flip-flop 4 output you will be getting parity 3. And as an example we will see here, for example 0101, if you have 0101 here, so here we have only 1. So if you do modulo addition operation we will be getting 1. And similarly for this parity 2, now if you see our message sequence is 0101. So we have x2 flip-flop output is 1 here, and x4 flip-flop output is 1 here. So 1 and 1, if you do XOR operation, this will become 0. And similarly for this parity 3, 0101 flip-flop outputs, here only flip-flop 2 output will have 1, and flip-flop 4 output is also will become 1. So 1 and 1 modulo addition will be getting 0. So now we have generated the parity bits as 100. So for our message sequence 0101, we have the parity is 100, and this parity has been appended here, and this will be our code word. For our message 0101, the code word is 0101 100. And similarly for all the message sequences from 0000 to 1111, we have generated the code words. In the dictionary now we have formed all the code words for the message sequences from 0000 to 111. And in the encoder part we have generated the parity bits, and by using this generator matrix we have our own message signal here and the parity bits here. So by using this generator matrix, now what we have to do is by using our message sequence, it may be 0101 or 1011, we have to multiply with this generator matrix. And this generator matrix, what it does is Simply the first 4 bits it will be same like this because we are multiplying with the identity matrix. So obviously the first 4 message bits will as it is same. But by the encoder we have designed here, the parity will be changed here. So this is because we are getting our code word. So finally we are generating our code word, and this code word will have a length of 1 cross 7. So we have at last we will be having the 7 bits. So now we are moving to the receiver part. So far we have generated our code word. So now at the receiver part we will be receiving our code word with error. So now we will be seeing this from this received code word. At the receiver side we are generating a parity check matrix H. So the parity check matrix, the equation, the formula here is this parity matrix we have to transpose here, and again we have this identity matrix of size n minus k is 3, identity matrix of size 3 cross 3. So now with this parity check matrix we have to do a transpose of this parity check matrix, and the received signal we have to multiply here. The received signal is now with error signal. So with the error signal, if you multiply with this parity check matrix as a transpose here, we will be calculating syndrome. Now we will see how this received bit we will be having here, and we will be using this parity check matrix, transpose matrix. So from our encoder part, our message is 1001, and we have the parity is 110. So our code word is 1001 110. But at the receiver part, the error has been added here. So now at the receiver, the signal received here is this. So now at the receiver side, we have to find which bit is in error. So this signal, the received signal, we have to use here and multiply with the parity check matrix, transpose of the parity check matrix. And if we multiply this, the additions what we have to do here is of modulo additions. And finally we will get a 1 cross 3 vector, it's 0 1 1. And this 0 1 1 from this dictionary we have to see, it's in the fourth part is 0 1 1. So from top to bottom we have to see. This arrow mark indicates from this we have to see. This first bit, second bit, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and so on. So this 0 1 1 is here at the fourth bit here. So now we have to come to a conclusion that the fourth bit is in error and we have to change the fourth bit. So now we have changed the fourth bit here as 1. So the corrected code word is 1001 110, 1001 and 110. So far in this first session, what we have seen is how the linear block code, by using linear block code, we have constructing a code word, and at the receiver side, how we can able to decode our original message signal, even though if at the receiver side we are getting with error signal.